Good morning and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will do a preview of today's racing, the 11th of August at Kenilworth. Before we look at the races, just one or two other things I want to touch on. First of all, Outside of Genie is not a tipping service. What we do is we do a form analysis, and through our form analysis, we then select horses that as outsiders that we give to you as the punter that we think that horses can either win or place, and thereby helping you to get a bigger dividend. Because punting even money or 8 to 10 or 9 to 10 horses is not going to make you rich. We are all as punters looking for that one or two horses that's going to give us the edge to collect the bigger dividend. So we are also on a YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to. Just click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you will get notifications every time that we post our new video every day for the preview. We are also available on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and that is our WhatsApp number. If you have something that you would like to advertise, talk to us because this free video preview goes out to a lot of people every day and we can give you some real good value advertising. Then we offer a subscription service where you can subscribe to our daily form analysis, where we give you race by race selections, outright winner, and two possible outsider selections. We also give you value bets, normally more than 6 to 1, which you can play each way. We also give you the best bet of the day. We don't give any best bets, odds on us best bets. You don't need outsider Genie to give you an 8 to 10 shot. You can find that yourself. But to find the value in a 5 to 6 to 1 best bet for the day, that takes a Genie. Here is a prime example. On the 21st of July, we gave you the best bet express from the US. At the time that we gave you the bet, it was still 13 to 2, and the horse won by 4 lengths. We also give you suggested trifectas and quartet selection. Last week at the Vaal, we tipped the quartet. The quartet paid 15,000 Rand. We also give you affordable PAs and P6s at low cost. So if they do arrive, you can sometimes collect a decent amount of money. Our rates are currently 500 Rand per month, but if you subscribe now till the end of August, you will only pay 400 Rand. And also on Gold Cup Day, we're going to have a special where I'm going to do a preview on each of the Pick Six races. I'll do an in-depth in a preview of each race on a on a, each race will have its own video previewing that race, looking at the chances of the horses in that race. So that is then our conclusion to our start. Let's look at the form of the horses. First of all, the first race in Cape Town is the work riders. I don't know the work riders, so I refrain from giving selections on the work riders in Cape Town or down Gauteng. I'm more knowledgeable, so normally I give selections on the work riders in Gauteng, but unfortunately not in the Cape. But for those people who are interested in the betting, let's have a look at the betting as currently at race one. Oh my goodness, I've just had the site all loaded up and now it loads again. But that's how it goes. So we just have to be patient. Here we are. I don't know, for some other reason, race one is suspended. Maybe there's a scratching, but the current betting is, oh, what's going on here? Let me just try and refresh this quickly again, see what's happening here. Uh, okay, let's just see what's the situation, if that's better. I don't know what happened to race two. Somebody took out race two. So let's just start with race one. 15 to 10. Hello tomorrow. Future 10, 16 to 10. Catherine Duval, 11 to 2. Watch Me Now, 9 to 1. Winter Peace, 10 to 1. 14 to 1. Apache Girl, 53 to 1. For Zando, and 50 to 1. Gillian Ann. Now on the race 2, I don't know what the situation, but let's quickly try something else here for race 2. I apologize for that, but unfortunately, that's not my uh, I, my fault. I really want to give you some betting on race number 2, so let's just quickly do this. Sorry, again, I apologize for the wait, but as I said, they say they must always got this thing to say. Houston, we have a problem. So we have a problem. So let's look at horse racing. Let's just go to Kenilworth. Kenilworth, okay. And let's have a look at race number 2. Race number 2, Cloud Seeker. Currently, it's 3-1. Snow Summit 4-4. 9-2, 5-1 Christmas Bay, Unbroken Promises 11-2, 11-2 the Black Manx, 12-1 Royal Attire, 12-1 Legitimize, and 13-1 and Longer the Rest. So let's have a look at the card of race number 2, which is a race number 2 is a 1,000 meters. Do note that I've checked the official going is soft. So here we have number 1. I did what I did finish second last time out, and the Stewart stable normally comes into form this time of the year. And this jockey Ashby has also been riding a few winners. I'm glad for him. So I did what I did. It's a 4-year-old. Please keep in mind that this time of the year, the 4-year-olds, if you've got an average 4-year-old and an average 3-year-old, the 4-year-old will probably beat the 3-year-old. But if you've got an above average 3-year-old, then above average 3-year-old can beat an average 2-year-old. So here we have number 2, Neville Moo. Also run two nice races since the break. Yanni Bakker is riding. So also a horse that can be involved in the finish. Watch the betting on number 3, Royal Attire. This horse is very well bred, but I see already a gelding. Unbroken Promises has run 2 promising races, for 2 seconds in a row. Oscar notes the jockey, and I think also with the stablemate Glenn Puller has got a nice chance in this race as number 5 Legitimate Boys. I also think that this horse in with a chance. On the last time out, this horse ran in a juvenile behind Eric de Red, and we know that Eric de Red seems to be above average horse, but before that was just under the length under mile 2, so definitely a horse with a chance. Christmas Bay, if it's a Kingsbound's first timer, van die kerk on board. Grant, just watch the betting on this. Um, I was hoping that this Kingsbound would be a good stallion, but I believe he unfortunately passed away. And here we have the favorite, Seven Cloud Cedar, that ran second last time out, second fastest wanted to finish on the soft, it's at yielding on soft, so will not be adverse to the conditions. Then we want to move down towards number 11. Here's my selection for this race. Number 11, the Black Manx. Did run a decent race also on the soft going behind Spring Assembly. 24.5 pace, no extra. I'm sure this horse will be definitely be fitter. Drawn 1, and currently I think at 11-2, if I'm not mistaken. So let's move on to race number 3, which is also a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. Let's see if we can get betting here on race number 3 now. Here they're betting number 12, Somerset Magwam, 11-10, Heartbreak Hotel 9-2, Turn It Up Harvey 5-1, Black Duke 7-1, Fort Agopine 12-1, 12-1, Paper Trail 13-1, Zoo Lucky, and 25-1, and better the rest. So let's have a quick look here at number 11, race 3. Number one, Turn It Up Harvey has been running places. A 4-year-old looking for the number one box, but always seems to find another horse that gets, that it can, that's beating him. And it, yeah, although the Mayor riding, have a strong jockey today, and maybe it can be Turn It Up Harvey's day today. For Akupine has run a few places and also knocking on the door. Will not be a surprise if this always goes in today. Um, Black Duke, a Duke of Mahama, another Duke of Mahama by Caesar Mee, has shown improvement in his second race. Um, from the first race, slow ran on next, was running on strongly at the end behind Celtilus, and definitely but drawn 8, which is not the best draw, but it's not the worst draw. I'm sure this horse will be running on best of all years. Also a 4-year-old who's only having his second run after he was off for a year. So that was really not a bad run. That time was 40-1. I will be stripped today, and I think can be a contender in this race. Then let's go down Heartbreak Hotel, Elusive Fort by Indigo Magic. Had also had a nice introduction in the same race, was a few lengths behind the horse I've just mentioned. And I do think this horse was running on 23.2 and will definitely be involved in the finish. So let's have a look at the favorite, number 12, Somerset Magam. This horse, a trippy out of a dynasty mare, will definitely like this the longer distance. Has had 2 runs over 1200, now going to 1400, draw 7, a late effort running on at the end. I think the horse to beat in this race. Number 14, So Lucky. Bernard Faderb is also riding well, although drawn 13 over the 1400 meters, not ideal. Was running on last time. Slow, late effort. So Lucky, I'm sure, has the ability to be involved in the finish. So let's then look at race number 4, which is also maiden plate over 1400 meters. The betting is as follows. Affirmation 11 to 10, KCL 7 to 2. I'm in a half is 9 to 1, Lady Warrior 9 to 1, Bright Eyed Girl 11 to 1, Madame Seville 12 to 1, and Better the Rest. I just want to see this horse here is 40 to 1, Barn Dance. So let's have a look at the betting today on this race, race 14. Bright Eyed Girl has shown here and there, but I think we'll have to improve to win this race. Um, Madame Seville also up and down form, drawn 11. I think will battle to win this race. Here we get to number 3, number 4, Affirmation at Coupe de Graafvallei by Camden Park Mare. Has had 2 nice runs. Now going to 1400 meter, also drawn 7. But Andrew de Meyer on board has been running on well at the end of the races. I'm sure looking for the 1400 meters, and I think this horse is going to be hard to beat. Here we've got number 5, Barn Dance, and I've just shown you the betting on this horse is 40 to 1. I can assure you, looking at this breeding, Flower Ari by Oasis Dream, this horse is going to stay. The 1200 meters was far too short. Now going over 1400 meters, 57 minus 4. Do include this 40 to 1 in your quartets. I'm not preaching that this horse can win, but I'm sure Barn Dance has got the ability to improve on this race and get and then placed, thereby boosting your quartet and trifecta dividends should it finish in the third or fourth spot. Billie Jean has also had some nice introduction to racing. Now going over the longer distance, I'm sure will probably improve over the 1400. In a half is a jackpot by Blackman and Loose. Also had a debut over 1400 meters. Was also running on well at the end. Drawn 1, I think will definitely be involved when the photos are taken. Yes, Case L, also a Captain L. I think this horse would also improve over the 1400 meters. Grant van Niekerk riding from a 4th draw, definitely a contender. It looks like Justin Snape has got a few nice horses in this race. Here we have Lady Warrior, also first time over the 1400 meters, and on the breeding probably would also be going over the further, better over the over further, but drawn 10 as well. But keep an eye on that. Here we've got uh, Bernard Fader. Now Bernard Fader is riding this horse from drawn 2. Now, it's a global view, and this global view has been showing, a lot of them have been showing big promise. This was also debut over the over the 1,000, now going over the 1,400 meter for the first time. But I would think that you maybe want to include this horse also in the back end of your quartets and trifectas, because this is a type of horse that can improve and thereby boosting your dividend. Then we get to race number 5, which is a merit rate at 84 handicap. Class C, merit rate, average merit rating 79 over the 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting race 5. Race 5 betting, number 2, Rocking Ringo, 4 to 1, 4 to 1, Else My Daddy, Brother Louis, 5 to 1, Rock the Night, 11 to 2, Magic Mike, 16 to 1, Ronaldo, 9 to 1, Gold Medal, 10 to 1, and 12 to 1, and longer the rest. I'm not going to dwell on all the horses in this race, but let's look at a few races. Horse number 1, Peaceful Day, way down in class, has had 2 runs since the break, and Justin Snape and Grant Vernica would be looking for this horse to improve. Do include in all your play. This horse is currently in the betting at 12 to 1. Should this come into your quartets, trifectas, or even win the race, you'll be standing in a pair queue, laughing and thanking outside of Genie. Rocking Ringo did win his last race in a similar class, beating Black Belt. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Black Belt came out and just after that race and won a race after that. So yeah, there it is 2 out of 4. So it was not a bad field, and definitely in with another chance. It has had 21 runs, 4 wins, which is not bad. So definitely a strong contender. But here's my idea. Here's my selection to win this race. Here we have a captain's L, only had 5 runs and has been improving. And I think the 1600 meters horses has already won twice over the 1600 meters. Uh, Aldo de Meyer from door 1. I'm sure this horse is going to improve further, and I'm looking for this horse to finish off this race as the winner. August Leaf didn't compete in a small feature in Fairview, unfortunately over, I think, a distance that might have been a little bit too far for him, beating by American Princess. I said there are horses in this race that has got chances. Number 6, Rock the Night, is getting the -4, but drawn 10. And I think with the -4, last time out ran against Rocking Ringo and was carrying 58.5. Now it's carrying much less. So I think Rock the Night will be finishing closer to Rocking Ringo. Definitely a horse you want to include in your play. Here we have Ronaldo. Ronaldo was twice beaten by Else My Daddy, but also again with Bernard Fader on this time, do include in all your play as well. Um, and then number 10, Brother Louis was getting -1.5, but unfortunately, the jockey only can carry 52, but has shown signs of coming back to life and definitely can be involved in the finish. So that concludes race 5. Now let's move on to race number 6, which is a Fillies Mare 76 handicap, 1800 meters, Class D, average merit rating 71. Let's have a look at the betting in race 6. Race 6 is number 4, Winter's Awakening, 12 to 10, Miss Ladida 6 to 1, Jolly Josephine 6 to 1, Luna Tunes 13 to 2, Orphos Flash 15 to 2, Double Reward 10 to 1, Duchess of State 18 to 1, Big Susie 18 to 1, number 10, race 6, number 10, Apache Dream 20 to 1. Number 2, Perfect Storm is a scratching. So let's have a look at this field quickly. Number one, double reward, has had 2 runs since the break, has been there and thereabouts. Last time out ran over the 2,400 meters, now back over a shorter distance with Justin Smith, Grant van Niekerk. Those horses always a chance, include in all your play. With Lali Da getting the -4, has been running well over his last few runs, and then also went to that small future in PE that ran third, but now back in over the 1800 meter, can definitely be involved in the finish. Here we have the favorite, number 4, Winton's Awakening, Bernard Fade Herb Rides from draw 8. That run well behind our precious Jew last time out, and will definitely be a contender. Has been running well, running on well at the end of the races. So number 4, Winter's Awakening, definitely a huge runner in this race. 5, Jolly Josephine. Corey Lindsay still looking for his first winner in Cape Town. Could this be the one? Has been running better, has been running reasonable races. Bijneveld riding from draw 3, 5, Jolly Josephine. I'm not too sure we can win this race, but I think it will be there when the photos are taken. Number 6, Duchess of State. I see this horse as a long price, but it ran well behind Waldorf Astoria last time out in a lower division, now up a little bit in division, but still this horse has run 4 lengths behind Kelpie before, and Indiana is not is also a reasonable horse. Our Precious Jewel is also a very good horse. So this horse, I think, is a prime candidate for running in third or fourth. Do include in all your bets. Here we have Lunar Tunes over the 1800 meters. I really do like this horse. It's a 5-year-old mare. Had 16 runs, 1 win. Last time out, ran behind Dynastic Light, running on, got nabbed on the line, was 53 to 1 at that stage. Cornell offer riding today, drawn 4, and I'm looking for a big run from number 7, Lunar Tunes. The next one I want to look at is number 10, Apache Dream. Has broken the maiden over shorter. Last time out, this horse comes from Natal. Has had some reasonable runs here behind Pretty Young Thing, Dantush, and so forth. It's getting a -4 +2, but it's still carrying 50. And I think if you're looking for the outside of the foot in the back end of your quartets, I think Apache Dream might be the correct horse for that. I'm not sure if I can see him winning the race, but can definitely be involved in the placings. And currently, Apache Dream is at 20 to 1. It cannot hurt for him to run into the places. Now let's move on to the next race, which is race number 7. It's a 1200 meter merit rated 104 over 1200 meters class A, average merit rating 97. Let's have a look at the betting quickly. Here we have number 6, Green Jacket, 14 to 10, Savia 9 to 2, Elusive Trader 5 to 1, Photocopy 11 to 2, Billy Silver 10 to 1, Machiavelli 12 to 1, Bernie 12 to 1, Power Grid 20 to 1, and 53 to 1, Helen's Ideal. Now, last time out, Sevilla was a start to finish winner because of the fact that the horse was carrying only 50 kilograms. It went start to finish, but was Elusive Trader was closing down. Now today there's a huge swing in the way in the weights with Elusive Trader, and I'm looking for Elusive Trader to come home today in this race. This horse has run against much stronger opposition in the past, and I'm sure today Bijleveld will have the chance to lead in this, or to bring in this horse in the number 1 box. This horse has also run under weight, 5 runs, 2 wins, a second and a third, and I'm looking for number 1, Elusive Trader, to be a strong opposition for number 7, Sevilla. It is going to be a close race, but I'm sure that number one, Elusive Trader, has got the ability to finish first in this race. Then we're looking at number 5, Photocopy, also getting -4, and definitely in with a chance on that weight. Also had 2 runs since the break, and I'm sure will strip fitter. Green Jacket is the favorite for Nikak, Grant for Nikak riding from draw 6. That ran second, third to Brave Tiger last time out, was involved in that race behind Sevilla. Yeah, I'm not sure if it can turn it out on that, but there's always the chance of Justin Snape. You know, he's got the ability to get an extra 2 or 3 lengths from a horse. So they then also just lastly, do include 8 and 9 in the back end of your quartets, because this is horses that have been running constantly in the places, back ends third and fourth. So one of them come in your quartet to the back end, it will surely boost the dividend. Here we have race 8 of 1200 meters, a meditated 87 divided handicap. Let's look at the betting. Number 12, Moon Rock 7-2, Parktown 5-1, Speed of Night 6-1. Number 1, Nasty Addy 15-2, 2, Dragon Power 10-1, 13-1, Double Alliance, Out of the Ordinary 16-1, and 15-1, and 16-1, Shine Rock, Naturalist 15-1, 16-1, Faithful 20-1, and Longer the Rest. So let's have a look here. I do feel that Nasty Harry is now running, and this race is a Class C, average merit rating 73. Now, if we have a look here where this horse has run in the past, 80, 84, 90, 83, 99, and it's not doing badly. It's always there and thereabouts, 86, 86, 80, 98, 97, 88. I'm sure Nasty Harry is going to go very close today to win this race, and currently at a nice odds of 13-2, definitely one of the better value bets on the card that you can play. Then number 2, Dragon Power, has had has had 2 runs since the break, improving with its second run. Drawn 14, I'll do the Mayor riding, has also run against much stronger opposition, and you can find here 92, 86, 87. Now it's still down in class, and I'm feel sure Dragon Power today will be there when the photos are taken. Well, there's a lot of horses with chances. Speed of Night, definitely in with a chance. We ran second behind Kingston Rock at Scottsville. Now back in Natal, Bielefeld riding, definitely in with a shout. Parktown is the favorite. Ronald Carter riding. Did ran third behind Moonrock. Last time out, closer together in the weights, but Moonrock won well, and I'm not sure if the horse can turn around 3.75 lengths. Let's move on to number 7, Double Alliance. Double Alliance is also a horse that keeps on running well. Last time out behind Destruction Boy was third in a similar class. Can probably finish in the placings again today. Then Shinnecock has just broken its maiden. It's a Vaal out of a Daniel Dancer mare, very well bred. Mabele on board, drawn 11. I'm not sure about this horse. It's having its first run after the maiden. We'll have to see how we find it in a handicap. Number 2, Moonrock again carrying 48 kilograms. Solomon on board. I'm sure it will follow the same similar tactics, but it might be that the jockeys will be alert and don't let the horse get away too far and maybe run him down at the end. But only the race will tell. But definitely a dangerous contender, which you do need to include in all your bets. Here we have Red 8 just returning from 2 runs on the poly. Has been running in Kenilworth before. Didn't run too bad, and definitely a horse that you need to include in the back ends of your quartets. Number 14, Firewalker, is one of those horses you never know how he's going to run on the day, but I can assure you, if he decides to run today in this field, he can beat this field. Carrying only 50, definitely include into your play. And that then concludes our preview for today at Kenilworth. I hope you can make a bit of money. And as I always say at the end of my videos, break a leg.